Eagles Pep Band, and you're watching CITV.
Hello and welcome to another edition of CITV Sports. I'm 2011 Plymouth Whitemarsh alumnus Scott Samuel David Weiss. It's Saturday, January 21st, 2017. We're at Colonial Elementary School Gymnasium in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania for Suburban One American Wrestling between Hatboro-Horsham and Plymouth Whitemarsh. Hatboro-Horsham is coached by 17th season head coach Gwen Kaiser, his 25th overall in scholastic wrestling. The Colonials, meanwhile, coached by Justin Giovinco, PW alumnus, in his 4th season back at his alma mater as the head coach. The Hatboro-Horsham Hatters are overall not doing well this year. 1-5 and 1-2 in the American. The Colonials are 4-4 overall and 1-1 in the American. And we're going to start off with our 126 weight class. And the weight for the Hatters is Kevin Alleman. And right off the bat, his 2 points from Marco Di Battista. Di Battista this season, 15-1. Di Battista's in the blue. Alleman is in the white. He's in a good position. 3 2-minute periods per match, unless there is a tech fall or a pin. It's 2-0 Marco Di Battista PW. And it's 2 more. And that's the near fall. So points are coming. And it's 2 more points for Di Battista. It's 4-0 Marco Di Battista PW in the 126 weight class with 1:08 to go in the first of 3 possible periods. PW is coming off a win against Upper Dublin, 46-24 on January 18th. The official is getting ready to pound his fist. Alleman is struggling. There's the pin. 6 points for Marco Di Battista. He approves the 16-1. 44 seconds remained. So in 1:16 in the first period, he gets the pin. And PW is up 6-0. So it's 6-0 PW after the first of 14 weight classes. Next up is the 132 weight class between AJ Vegas of Hatboro-Horsham and Michael Clarkson of Plymouth Whitemarsh. Vegas will be in white, Clarkson in the blue. Clarkson having a difficult season so far, 3-11. He's been pinned, I believe, 7 times. We're 20 seconds into this 132 match. 6-0 PW with 0-0 in this 132 class. Vegas, meanwhile, was 3-9 on the season, so 2 struggling wrestlers are at it. Clarkson with the head takes him out. And he, at the moment, bailed out Vegas. Both of them in the neutral position right now. It's 0-0 in this 132 class in the first period with 6-0 PW thanks to the Di Battista pin in the 126 class over Kevin Alleman. That was just the second of 14 classes in this meet. Clarkson on the bottom. Takes the leg down. The takedown gets him 2. So it's 2-0 Clarkson with 40 seconds to go in the first period. And takes him out of play. The nice move got him some points. And it's going to be a timeout due to blood. You are offered a few minutes if there is an injury. So, you see Justin Giovinco coming in the picture, making sure everything's okay. It's his 4th season. He is 51-21 at PW, 21-2 in conference meets. He was 7-0 in both his first 2 years. They were conference champions in 2014 and 2015. Last year, 6-1. The lone loss was a 1-point defeat against Norristown back when Norristown was in Suburban 1 American before bolting for the Pioneer Athletic Conference. Meanwhile, again, Glenn Kaiser, he's in his 17th year at Hatboro-Horsham, his 25th year overall in scholastic wrestling. It's his final season, he announced, entering this season in wrestling before he retires. And over the years, it's been hard at Hatboro-Horsham, but he has had success. He has won district section titles before. And we're going to resume the match between Clarkson and Vegas in the 132-pound class. There's 35 seconds remaining in the first period. It's 2-0 Michael Clarkson. Clarkson takes out Vegas. After 132-pound class, it's the 138. Looks like it. Now Vegas is down. On top is Clarkson. Clarkson's leading 2-0 with 20 seconds to go in the first period. PW is up 6-0 overall thanks to the Di Battista pin to open the meet. Vegas on the bottom. Trying to maneuver. On top now is Clarkson. And time's going to expire after 1 period out of a possible 3 in the 132-pound class. It's Michael Clarkson of PW 2. AJ Vegas of Hatboro-Horsham 0. AJ Vegas decides to go bottom. Clarkson will be on top. So we're about to start the second period of the 132-pound class. Getting instructions now is Mike Clarkson from the coaching staff. He's now on top. One point on the escape for AJ Vegas. Vegas gets his first point of this 132-pound match. It's now, actually, he gets another point. Looks like it's 2-2. He gained an extra point. So it's Clarkson 2 and Vegas 2. Vegas on top. Clarkson grabbing the right leg of AJ Vegas. This is not looking good for Clarkson. Vegas got him right where he wanted. It's 4-2 now, AJ Vegas on the takedown. Now he's on top. Those shoulders go to the mat. It's going to be over. What a turn of events. Clarkson dominated the first period. Now we're about a minute in the second of the 132-pound class. And it's Vegas dominating. The illegal move gets another point in. For the second time in this 132-pound match, we have a blood timeout. So it's AJ Vegas of Hatboro-Horsham 4. Michael Clarkson of PW 3. 59 seconds to go in the second period. Again, I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. It's a Saturday afternoon, January 21st, 2017. And believe it or not, this is our first regular season broadcast on a Saturday since January 24th, 2009. That was varsity girls basketball between Coatesville and Plymouth Whitemarsh at PW's Gym West. I believe PW won 52-38 against Coatesville. That was back when John T. Quinn, who was also the CITV director at the time, was at the helm for the Lady Colonials. And back then, That was President Barack Obama's first weekend in the White House, as today, January 21st, is the first full day Donald Trump is the 45th President of the United States. So some coincidental history there. We're going to resume the 132-pound match between PW's Michael Clarkson and Hatboro-Horsham's AJ Vegas. Vegas is up 4-3. 53 seconds to go in the second period of the 132-pound class. Takes him down. Clarkson just looking for escape, and he goes out of play. Looks like he has some cotton in his nose, as Clarkson had some blood. Tended to by AJ the trainer. 35 seconds to go in the second period. Vegas wraps him around. Vegas is on top of Clarkson. It's 6-0 PW in the overall meet. Clarkson escapes, and it's even at 4 apiece with 20 seconds to go in the second period. The escape gave him 1 point. There's 13 seconds to go in the second period. And after 2 periods, the 132-pound class is AJ Vegas of Hatboro-Horsham 4, Michael Clarkson of PW 4. Following this match is the 138 class. I believe it's between Isaac Avellino of PW and Brad Mallon of Hatboro-Horsham, and we're going to have another timeout. Boy, it's a lot of tending to in this 132-pound class between two wrestlers who don't even have a combined 10 wins. So it's 6-0 PW after one complete match. This is the 132-pound class. We have 2 more minutes of regulation for this, and there would be 2 30-second overtimes should the score remain the same or it's tied after these final 2 minutes. Now, CES Gym is also home to the varsity boys and girls basketball teams. PW girls basketball 14-0 as of January 21st. Currently ranked 4th in the District 1 6A rankings. The varsity boys 2nd on the District 1 6A rankings. The girls, well, on January 17th, saw a milestone. Taylor O'Brien scored her 1,000th point in just her 58th game, becoming the 8th Lady Colonial to get 1,000 points, and the fastest to do so. Congratulations to her. More points to come in her varsity career. Back to this match, the 132-pound class. It's the final 2 minutes. AJ Vegas 4 and Michael Clarkson 4. Vegas is in the white, and in the blue is Michael Clarkson. Vegas was on the bottom. Clarkson is below Vegas. He's going to try to reverse him. Found an opening, and that's 2 on the reversal. It's 7-4 Clarkson, almost with the pin. He's got him right where he wants him. Got a minute and 7 to go in the third and final period of the 132-pound match. And again, more blood. It's a very intense sport.
We on blood time? Yeah. Now cleanup.
It's going to be cleanup time, as I believe the wrestlers have exhausted their blood times. So Justin Giovinco there, his 4th season for PW. He wrestled under Hall of Fame coach Robert Lawrence, who had been at PW for a long time. In fact, Lawrence announced his retirement during a meet covered by CITV that was on February 6, 2008 against Mafacton. PW won 40-33. It signaled the end of a great era. That season, PW was 21-3. Clarkson on top now. He's up 7-4 in the 132-pound class. Vegas grabbing the right leg of Clarkson. Vegas is coming off a 16-3 loss to Kevin Salmon of Wissahickon on January 18th. That was by major decision. Major decision is if a wrestler wins by 8 to 14 points. Regular decision is by 7 or fewer. A tech fall is by 15 points, and that would end the match right there. But it's 7-6 now. Clarkson up by 1 with 35 seconds to go. And with the escape, Clarkson gets another point. It's 8-6 Michael Clarkson with 26 seconds to go. Out of the circle. We will reset play with 20 seconds to go. It should be a great ending. This will be the conclusion of the second of 14 matches. This is also a part of a tri-meet, as Wissahickon will also wrestle against PW, but we don't plan on covering that. That is a rescheduled match. There's 5 seconds left. Clarkson can hang on. He will win. Time expires. Michael Clarkson wins 8-6 over AJ Vegas. He wins by decision. 3 more points for the Colonials. It will be now Plymouth Whitemarsh 9, Hatboro-Horsham 0 after 2 matches. A great rally by Clarkson. He struggled for a bulk of the second period, and when the third period came, he found his groove. Now we had the 138-pound class between Hatboro-Horsham's Brad Mallon and Isaac Avellino of PW. So Mallon in white, Avellino in blue. Avellino hasn't wrestled much this year. He's 1-1. Mallon is coming off of a pin against Billy Bishop of Wissahickon on January 18th. It was 1:48 into the match. PW was up 9-0 after 2 matches. Avellino gets the left leg of Brad Mallon, but Mallon goes and wraps himself around. Avellino is below. 1:20 to go in the first period, 138-pound match, 0-0. Minute 6 now to go in the first period. And it's 2 points for Brad Mallon. It's 2-0 Mallon over Avellino. Following the 138 match would be the 145. Pat Chapman will suit up for the Hatters. Fans encouraging Isaac Avellino to get out. But Mallon looking for his second straight pin. But the referee doesn't see it. 30 seconds to go in the first period. Mallon 2, Avellino 0. Looks like the near fall. 2 points in the near fall. And now 1 on the escape, so it's 4-1. Mallon got 2 on the near fall. Avellino 1 on the escape. 4 seconds to go to the first period. And the period just came to a close before Avellino could get pinned. So after 1 period, Mallon has 8. It was 2 takedowns at the end for Mallon. It's 8-1 Brad Mallon. It's a 7-point lead for the Hatboro-Horsham 138-pounder. Each of the wrestlers had to weigh in before the meet, and they had to make weight, otherwise they could not compete. Now we will resume. Second period now in the 138. Another point on the escape for Brad Mallon. It's now 9-1 to 1, Malin. Minute 45 to go in the second period of the 138-pound. It's 9 to 1. Now it's 11 to 1. 2 more points for Malin. If we get 5 more points by Malin, it will be a tech fall, which would be 5 points to the Hatters. Right now it's 9-0 Plymouth Whitemarsh after 2 of 14 matches. Now we did a near fall. Malin in the white wrapping around Avellino. He's got to get up because if he falters down, he will be pinned. He is holding on for dear life. He's got to get out a little bit. Now he cradles. Brad Malin still in a very good position. Up 11 to 1, and there's the pin. Brad Malin with another pin on the season. With 51 seconds left. That was 3 minutes and 9. On the pin, that's 6 points for the Hatters and 0 for PW. So after 3 of 14 matches, it's Plymouth Whitemarsh 9, Hatboro-Horsham 6. Marco Di Battista had the pin of Kevin Alleman in the 126. Michael Clarkson had a decision over AJ Vegas, 8-6 in the 132, and Malin just pinned Isaac Avellino of PW in the 138. Now the 145. Pat Chapman for Hatboro-Horsham. Zach Fisher for Plymouth Whitemarsh. Zach Fisher going off to a hot start, 2 points for him. Fisher coming off of a pin of Laurie Smith of Upper Dublin on January 18th in a minute and 51. Pat Chapman pinned Peter Sweeney of Wissahickon in 4 minutes 51 on January 18th. So both coming off pins. And Chapman right now is hanging on for dear life. Zach Fisher is on fire with a minute 10 to go in the first period at the 145-pound class. The 152-pound class will be next between PW's Lauren Young and Hatboro-Horsham's Austin Jaffe. The official is waiting for the shoulders to come on the ground. It's 9-6 PW in the meet. 2-0. Zach Fisher over Pat Chapman. .40 seconds to go in the first period in the 145-pound class. It's 2-0. Zach Fisher over Hatboro-Horsham's Pat Chapman. Looks like he's kneeling, and he gets into a great position. Dustin Giovinco definitely paying close attention. 15 seconds to go, and there it is. Zach Fisher pins down Pat Chapman, 46 seconds in. And with the pin there, it puts PW at 15. Hatboro-Horsham at 6. So 15 to 6. Plymouth Whitemarsh after 4 matches, we got 10 to go. Now we're at the 152 between Hatboro-Horsham and PW. It will be Austin Jaffe versus Lauren Young. So it's Jaffe in white, Young in blue. PW's up 15-6 as we're in the 152-pound class. The least amount of points PW has scored this season was 18 in a 44-18 loss to Faber Judge on December 14, 2016. A decision here would tie it. A major decision would get them more points. Major decision would be 4. But it's 0-0 for minute 26 to go in the first period between Austin Jaffe of the Hatters and Lauren Young of PW. Lauren Young is coming off a decision against Luis Lozada of Upper Dublin, 5-2 on January 18th in PW's 46-24 win against the Cardinals. Jaffe was able to drag Young off the mat. So we'll start over with a minute to go. In the first period in the 152-pound class, PW is up 15-6. 2 pins and a decision. Hatboro-Horsham has just 1 pin. And that's off the mat. And we'll get in neutral. On the left is Young, on the right's Jaffe. Jaffe is the one with the star in the back of the uniform. 40 seconds to go in the period, 0-0. Lauren Young of PW on the right side now on the left in the blue. Trying to drag him down. Had his opening, but couldn't find it. 20 seconds now. 0-0. Austin Jaffe and Lauren Young, but it's 15-6 PW over Hatboro-Horsham in the overall meet. This is a dual meet. This is the first of 2 meets, as PW is also taking on Wissahickon on this January 21st due to rescheduling a previous day. And after 1 period in the 152-pound class, it's Hatboro-Horsham's Austin Jaffe 0, and Lauren Young of PW 0. Jaffe will take the bottom position, and on top would be Young. Also Jaffe coming off a decision against Aaron Kaminsky 7-3 of Wissahickon on January 18th from Wissahickon's 36-30 win against Hatboro-Horsham. Tried to throw him down, but Young couldn't find it. Now Young is on the bottom. Jaffe's going to try to wrap his arms around. And the referee breaks it up. Minute 38 to go. In the second period, the 152-pound class, it's still 0-0 for Jaffe and Young. Young is for Plymouth Whitemarsh. And the escape gets 1 point for Jaffe. It's 1-0. Also Jaffe, we believe, has not gone up on the scoreboard. Scoreboard still shows 0-0. Now we got a minute 6 to go in the second period. And it is 1-0. The scoreboard has been updated, as Austin Jaffe did get an escape. No points awarded there. 57 seconds to go in the second period of the 152-pound match between Austin Jaffe and Lauren Young. Jaffe of Hatboro-Horsham leads Young 1-0. Look for the neutral. Young went for it, but couldn't find the opening. Jaffe looking to go below. Grabbed by the legs, but couldn't find it. 35 seconds to go in the second period of 152 pounds. And now we have 28 seconds left in the second period. It's 1-0 Austin Jaffe. Now we have 20 seconds in the second period. Jaffe this season, a junior, is 10-7. He has 4 pins. And it's 2 more points for Jaffe. It's 3-0. Austin Jaffe. Time's about to expire. We have 1 second left. So we're going to head in the third period with Austin Jaffe and Hatboro-Horsham leading 3-0. But the match is PW, but the meet is 15-6 PW over Hatboro-Horsham. School name for Hatboro-Horsham, the Hatters. But the wrestling team apparently called the Wrestling Warriors. Now we're going to start the third and final period of the 152-pound class. It's 3-0 Austin Jaffe of Hatboro-Horsham over the Colonials, Lauren Young. Jaffe's on top of Young. Lauren Young is 10-12 this year. He has won 7 decisions, dropped 7 regular decisions, is 0 for 2 on major decisions. He has 2 pins, but has been pinned twice. 2 now for Young. It's 3-2. Young gets 2 points. Breaks it up. It's an escape for Jaffe. It's 4-2 Ulster Jaffe over Warren Young. Warren Young in blue for PW, Ulster Jaffe for Hatboro-Horsham. And white. So the Hatters are down by 9 points. Alternative name, Wrestling Warriors. Warren Young is down 2 points with 47 seconds to go. It's a stall warning against Ulster Jaffe. 40 seconds to go. Jaffe up by 2. PW's Lauren Young in blue needs to get a takedown, a reversal, or a near fall. Off the mat, 23 seconds now. Ulster Jaffe of Hatboro-Horsham 4. Warren Young of PW 2, 22 seconds to go in this 152-pound match. PW's up 15-6 on the overall scoreboard. This is our 5th of 14 matches in this meet. 10 seconds left. Gonna need a takedown right now to force overtime. Time is not gonna be enough. Ulster Jaffe of Hatboro-Horsham wins by decision 4-2 over Lauren Young. Hatboro-Horsham picks up 3 points. It's now Plymouth Whitemarsh 15, Hatboro-Horsham 9. A very hard-fought battle. Now we go to our 6th match, the 162-pound classification. It'll be Zach Wayfield for Plymouth Whitemarsh and Davis Wheeler for Hatboro-Horsham. Wakefield this season is 16-5 overall. Wheeler is 9-6. Let's see here. 9 of the 16 wins are by decision for Wakefield. So Wakefield is in blue, and in white is Davis Wheeler. In case you're wondering about the armbands, greens for PW, reds for Hatboro-Horsham. Hatters are down by 6 points overall, so a pin will knot it up at 15 apiece. Wheeler's on the bottom. Wheeler's on top. Wakefield's on the bottom. Wakefield going for Wheeler's left knee. Wakefield's able to take Wheeler off the mat. 0-0 with 1:18 to go in the first period in the 160-pound classification. After the 160-pound match, it'll be the 170. We now got 58 seconds to go in this first period of 160. Wheeler 0 and PW's Wakefield 0. Wakefield on the right, Wheeler on the left. Both are looking for the sweet spot. Trying to look for weaknesses, they cannot. 30 seconds to go in the first period of the 160. Now 20 seconds, it's 0-0. Again, Zach Wheeler, 16 wins. Or Zach Wakefield. Davis Wheeler for the Hatters.
10 seconds, Zach. Let's go.
Again, 9 and 6. We have 5 seconds left of the 160, and it looks like we're going to be scoreless through 1 2-minute period. After 2 minutes, it's Hatboro-Horsham's Wheeler 0, PW's Wakefield 0. Zach Wakefield chooses to go in the bottom position to start the second period. Wheeler has won 5 of his 9 matches by regular decision, 1 on major decision. It's 2 points now for Wakefield. It's 2-0. Zach Wakefield in the 160 with 1:45 to go in the second period. Again, have a maximum 3 2-minute periods, or the match ends when there's a pin or tech fall. 1 point for the escape. It's 2-1. Wheeler picked up the point. Wheeler is up 2-1. Overall, it's PW 15, Hatboro-Horsham 9. This is the 6th match of 14 in this dual meet. Minute 16 to go in the second period at 160. It's 2-1, Zach Wakefield. Both standing, wrapping arms around each other. See if someone's going to try to get a cradle and a takedown. Minute to go in the second period. Spectators encouraging Wakefield to pull in Wheeler. Wheeler able to get out before any damage. It's 2-1 Wakefield over Wheeler with 44 seconds to go in the second period. 15-9 PW over the Hatters of Hatboro-Horsham.
Zach.
23 seconds to go in the second period of the 160. It's 2-1 Zach Wheeler PW over Hatboro-Horsham's Davis Wheeler. Ten seconds now. Gotta watch out for stalling. One second left, and that's it. After two periods, it's Zach Wakefield of PW 2, Davis Wheeler and Hatboro-Horsham 1 as we go to the final 2-minute period of this 160-pound match. Wakefield will be up top. In bottom position will be Davis Wheeler, the Hatters. And Hatboro-Horsham in its first season in Suburban 1 American, PW. It's been in Suburban 1 American for over 10 years now. It's 2-2, 1 on the escape for Wheeler. So we're knotted up at 2 apiece between the wrestlers with 1:40 to go in regulation in this 160 match. It's 15-9 PW over Hatboro-Horsham in the overall meet. Both are off the mat. We'll resume. Zach Wakefield, a senior, he's in the blue, enters this match 64-48. As a sophomore, he placed first in sections. He also has a pair of third place finishes at section tournaments in his freshman and junior seasons. Minute 7 to go in the third period of the 160. It's Davis Wheeler, Hatboro-Horsham 2, Zach Wheeler, PW 2. We have a minute to go. If we are knotted up, there will be 2 30-second overtimes, and each will get choice in each of the 30-second OTs to begin possession. Wheeler can't get Wakefield to stay in. 42 seconds to go. They're still standing, arms wrapped around each other's heads. Wakefield looking for an opening on Davis Wheeler. Ten seconds to go in the third period. No one can get a point. We are going to overtime. 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 second left. Looks like we're going to go to some bonus wrestling. So through 3 periods, 2 for Wakefield and 2 for Wheeler. So it's still 2-2 as we are in overtime in the 160. Scoreboard has 4th period. With 10 seconds left in the first of the 2. Still 2-2. Under 20 seconds now. Off the mat as Wheeler. Spectators fought. Wakefield had his opportunity. We have 17 seconds left in the overtime. It's 2-2. Off the mat. Things are getting chippy here in the 160-pound match. It is our 6th of 14 matches in this meet between the Hatters and the Colonials. And 2 seconds left. And through regulations, now we're going through the 2 overtime periods. So each will get 30 seconds, and I'm sorry for misclarifying. So 2 30-second periods. Wheeler on top, trying to push down. Watch out for potentially dangerous. Wakefield trying to push back. Wheeler. And that could be potentially dangerous. 11 seconds to go in the first of the 2 30-second overtimes. It's 2-2 for Wheeler and Wakefield. Now we have 5 seconds left. Off the mat. Wakefield saying, what do I need to do? 3 seconds left of the 160-pound class. And there's a caution against Wakefield. So Wheeler picks up a point. 3-2.
3 seconds.
3 seconds left in this 30-second period. We have injury time. And, oh boy. Davis Wheeler had the wind completely knocked out of him. It's not good when the trash can has to be used and then have water to spit. Definitely needs a breather. But the recap, through the 3 regulation periods, it was 2-2 between Wheeler and Wakefield in the 160. Then another minute was added on. There was No score change, so we're on the first of two 30-second overtimes. It's 3-2, Davis Wheeler, as the timeout is done. And we're going to go to the final 30-second overtime. It's 3-2. Davis Wheeler over Zach Wakefield in the 160. Overall, it's Plymouth Whitemarsh 15, Hatboro-Horsham 9 in the meet. The 170-pound class to come after this one. It's 4-2. Wheeler. 17 seconds left in this match. We're in overdrive. Again, Davis Wheeler in white for the Hatters. Zach Wakefield for PW in the blue. Off the mat. Last chance now for Wakefield to get all square. 6 seconds left. There's 3 seconds, and he's not going to get it. A hard-fought win. Hard-fought, that is, for Davis Wheeler, who picks up a 4-2 overtime decision over Zach Wakefield in the 160. And that puts the Hatters at 12. So what was a 15-6 match is now 15-12 PW. So 4-2 overtime your final. Wheeler over Wakefield. Now the 170-pound class. Now we had the 170-pound class. So it's 15-12. We're in the 170. And we have points on the board. 2 for the Colonials in the 170-pound. So we have 1:10 to go. Colonial wrestlers up 2-0. Now we have 56 seconds. And again, now PW wrestler on top. So we got 37 seconds to go in the first period of 170. It's 2-0. Plymouth Whitemarsh. It's 15-12 PW against Hatboro-Horsham in the overall score. And it's now 2-2. It's David Garcia for PW. And it looks like CJ Fryer for Hatboro-Horsham. Garcia and Fryer are exchanging points. It's 2-2. And after one period in the 170-pound class, CJ Fryer, Hatboro-Horsham 2. PW's David Garcia 2. Garcia will choose down. Fryer will be up top. That's one on the escape for David Garcia. It's 3-2 now. Garcia with 1:48 to go in the second period of 170. It's 15-12 PW over Hatboro-Horsham in the overall. This is our 7th of 14 matches in this meet. And there's 2 for the takedown for Garcia. It's 5-2 Garcia over Fryer of Hatboro-Horsham in the 170. A minute 30 to go in the second period. According to PWHSwrestling.com, David Garcia is not listed in dual meets. Of course, since this is a tri-meet, as Wissahickon would later take on PW on this January 21st, you got to mix it up. Usually Tommy DeSisto for PW would wrestle at 170. He may be the one at 182. But it's now 5-3. Garcia up by 2 over Hatboro-Horsham CJ Fryer. "40 seconds. After the 170 will be the 182. As after this match will be the halfway point of the meet. And once this match concludes between Fryer and Garcia, we'll take a breather as well. 12 seconds in the first period in the 170. Fryer is down by 2. It's 5-3 Garcia of PW in the second period. Off the mat. After 2 periods in the 170, David Garcia, PW 5, Hatboro-Horsham, CJ Fryer 3. We go to the third and final period of regulation. It's now 5-4, 1 on the decision to be neutral. So it's a 1-point lead now for Garcia over Fryer. It's 5-4, but it's 15-12 PW overall on the scoreboard. And the last 3 seasons for PW in the league, it was 0-0 and 1 loss. And now we have some extra points. It's 6-5 CJ Fryer, the Hatters. He's got him where he wants him. And he's out of bounds. 3 points on the near fall. 9-5. It was 5-3 and 6 straight points now for CJ Fryer of Hatboro-Horsham. For minute 28 to go in the third period of the 170. That's 1 point on the escape. Now it's 6 for Garcia, but Garcia's down 9-6 over CJ Fryer. Against CJ Fryer, that is. Got a minute 8 now in the 170 match in regulation. This is the 7th match of 14 in this dual meet between the Hatters and Colonials here at CES Gym on January 21st, 2017. Now 50 seconds to go, regulation. We'll need a near fall of 5+ seconds to tie it up, or get a few takedowns. But on top now is Fryer. It's 2 points for Garcia. No, it's not. It's 2 points actually for Fryer. It's 11-6. 26 seconds. CJ Fryer's on top of David Garcia. $14 seconds left. Doesn't look like Garcia is going to pick up the slack. CJ Fryer's going to pick up a win by decision. It'll be 11-6. Hatboro-Horsham has knotted the match at 15 apiece. Through 7 matches, it's Plymouth Whitemarsh 15, Hatboro-Horsham 15. We got 7 matches to go. I'm Scott Sable, David Weiss. More wrestling coming up on CITV. Welcome back to Suburban One American Wrestling on CITV. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. It's Plymouth Whitemarsh 15, Hatboro-Horsham 15 through 7 of 14 matches. We're now at the 182-pound class between PW's Tommy DeSisto and Hatboro-Horsham's Jaywin Edwards. DeSisto this season is 18-1. He also wrestles at the 170 class. And right down the takedown is 2 points for Jalen Edwards. DeSisto is also a soccer player, so watch out for some quick leg movement. So it's 2-1 Edwards. The escape there gives DeSisto a point. A minute 28 to go in the first period of the 182 class. It's 2-1 Edwards over PW's Tommy DeSisto. 2 points in the takedown for DeSisto. It's 3-2 DeSisto over Edwards. DeSisto has 5 major decisions and 5 pins. So he can rack up some points and take you out in an instant. 58 seconds to go in the first period in 182. It's 3-2 PW's DeSisto over Jalen Edwards of Hatboro-Horsham. It's 15 for PW and 15 for Hatboro-Horsham in the overall score. It's 9 unanswered points for the Hatters. It was at one point 15-6 in the overall score in favor of PW. Jalen Edwards coming off of a pin of John Keller in 3 minutes 25. He was for Wissahickon on January 18th. Now DeSisto's on top of Edwards. Edwards is 10-7. He has 3 pins of his own, including the one of John Keller on January 18th. So 10 seconds to go in the first period. Of the 182, it's 3-2 DeSisto, and it looks like it's going to end up that way. We're for 2 minutes of the 182 match. It's Tommy DeSisto 3, Jalen Edwards 2. It will be a neutral position. Edwards is in white, and blue is Tommy DeSisto. Two points for Edwards. So it's now 4-3. Jalen Edwards of Hatboro-Horsham. Now look at this. DeSisto may get pinned. 3 points on the near fall coming. DeSisto is ranked 5th in District 1, the 170. He moved up to 182 for this match. That's 7 points now for Edwards. That's 5 unanswered in the second period, 45 seconds in the second 2 minutes. Tommy DeSisto is down 7-3, and Jalen Edwards gets 2 points there on the reversal. 7-5. Edwards, DeSisto is able to get out of the funk. He looked like he was going to get pinned 1, 2, 3. But quick leg movement and the soccer skills have helped him out. DeSisto on top of Edwards. DeSisto is now on the bottom, wrapping his arms around. Edwards looking for an opening. He may want to go out just so he could start over. That was a smart move by Jalen Edwards to go off the circle. Glenn Kaiser giving Edwards instructions. Now we have 35 seconds to go in the second period of the 182-pound match. Hatboro-Horsham's Jalen Edwards leads PW's Tommy DeSisto 7-5. It is 15-15 in the overall meet through 7 matches. DeSisto's on top, looking to get a cradle. 13 seconds left. Now 8 seconds in the second period. There's the escape, and it will be now 8-5 Edwards. Glenn Kaiser really getting into the face of Jalen Edwards. He's really into this match. So that's 6 more points there for Edwards in the second period. DeSisto picked up 2. Jalen Edwards of Hatboro-Horsham leads 8-6 entering the third and final period of regulation in the 182 class, the 195 to follow. Sisto got his arms on the right leg of Edwards. Sisto's in blue, Edwards in the red headgear and the white uniform. It's 8-6 Edwards, a minute 25 to go in regulation in the 182-pound match. Sisto trying to improve to 19-1. PW has had 2 state champions in its program history. Head coach Justin Giovinco when he was a PW student in 1998 and 1999, and John Michael Stonemeyer in 2011. 2 points for Sisto, and we're knotted up at 8 apiece. With 50 to go, fans are standing on the bleachers behind the scoring area. Now they're back in their seats. It's 8-8. Edwards in the bottom. On top is Sisto. Brawley needs a cradle. 30 seconds to go. Stall warning on Edwards. Another one will give Sisto a point. He's got to stay on top. Does not want to afford an escape. Off the mat. 13 seconds to go with regulation. Afford a minute overtime. Just earlier, Davis Wheeler defeated Zach Wakefield 4-2 by decision in overtime on the 32nd rules. So it's 10 seconds in regulation in the 182-pound match. It's Sisto on top of Edwards. 5 seconds left. And for regulation, it's 8-8. We're going to a minute overtime. 2 points for Edwards. That's the match. Jalen Edwards, by decision, 10-8. Tommy Sisto drops to 18-2. A huge win for Jalen Edwards, improving 11-7. That puts the Hatters up 18-15. How about 12 unanswered points for the Hatters? It was 15-6 PW at one point. Now it's 18-15 Hatters. Looks like it's Scott Horry for PW. So Scott Horry for PW. Horry coming off a major decision victory of E.J. Livrieri, 15-2, in PW's 46-24 win at Upper Dublin on January 18th. This is the 195-pound class now. PW's down 18-15. Minute 20 to go in the first period of the 195-pound class. 0-0. Scott Horry for PW on the left side. Logan Flynn in the white. Flynn was pinned by Brian Fennell of Wissahickon in a minute and 50 on January 18th from Wissahickon's 36-30 victory of the Hatters in Ambler. 53 seconds to go in the first period. 0-0 between PW's Horry and Hatboro-Horsham's Flynn. Following this match would be the 220 weight class. And it looks like we do have some forfeits for both Hatboro-Horsham and PW coming up as the meet progresses. This would become the 7th meet in a row PW had to forfeit a match. 0-0. Scott Horry and Logan Flynn. Horry on left, Flynn on right. 20 seconds. Hatboro-Horsham 18, Plymouth Whitemarsh 15 in the overall match. For the first 4 matches, PW led 15-6, and then the last 4, Hatboro-Horsham has gotten decision after decision after decision after decision. 7 seconds to go in the first period of the 195-pound match, and looks like we're going to be scoreless for 1. It's Logan Flynn 0, and Hatboro-Horsham, and PW Scott Horry 0 in the 195-pound match. Again, it's Hatboro-Horsham 18, PW 15 on the overall score. And if after 14 matches the overall score is tied, we'll go on criteria. And it may have to do with pins. Right now, PW has 2 pins. I think Hatboro-Horsham has 1 win by pin. Otherwise, we'll have to go by decisions. Pushed off the mat. Horry doing it to Flynn. Minute 54 to go in the second period of the 195. Logan Flynn of Hatboro-Horsham 0. Scott Horry of Plymouth Whitemarsh 0. Scott Horry's looking for a takedown. We have a minute 30 to go in the second period, 195 off the mat. Logan Flynn, it's him, 3-3 on the season. Scott Horry is 13-10 on the year. He has pinned down 4 opponents, but he's been pinned 3 times. And this may be the 4th. 2 points of the near fall. And now 3. That's 5. Off the mat. Wow, 2 straight near falls. Spectators for Plymouth Whitemarsh definitely not happy with the official's decision, but he knows what he's doing. The official was waiting until the fans are no longer oblivious. And now we have a minute to go in the second period. Logan Flynn 5-0. It's 1 point on the escape. Scott Horry's on the board, but he's down 5-1 with 50 seconds. Well, what a turn of events for Plymouth Whitemarsh, being up 15-6 early on, now down 18-15, and it's now 5-3. Scott Horry picking up points. It was 0-0 in the first period. Horry looking for a great position to go for the 6 points for PW. Horry's on top of Flynn. Off the mat. 10 seconds to go in the second period. The Hatboro-Horsham 195-pounder is leading PW Scott Horry 5-3. PW is down 18-15, the overall score. We have 5 matches to go in terms of weight classes after this match. And there are going to be a few forfeits, so every decision counts. And we're going to have 2 more minutes of regulation. It's Logan Flynn of Hatboro-Horsham 5. PW Scott Horry 3 in 195-pound weight class. Once again, I'm 2011 Plymouth Whitemarsh alumnus Scott Samuel David Weiss. This is Suburban 1 American Wrestling between Hatboro-Horsham and Plymouth Whitemarsh. Saturday, January 21st, 2017. A regularly scheduled meet and a regularly scheduled broadcast. Scott Horry gets the escape. It's now 5-4 in favor of the Hatboro-Horsham 195-pounder. Horry is a junior. And he gets off the mat with Flynn. Now we're going to go into a reset. Minute 38 to go in regulation. As a sophomore, Horry was 13-8. He came in third in sections last season. Horry's got the other leg, and he gets 2 points. Horry's up 6-5. And it's off the mat. Looks like Glenn Kaiser of Hatboro-Horsham believes that the timer isn't working properly. Glenn Kaiser is a bit heated right now. He's probably thinking retirement can't come soon enough. The head official has just issued a warning to the fan.
Take him out. Take him out.
And right now, the official has told a PW staffer to eject the fan. Things are definitely getting chippy here. And right now, the fan has been forlorn once again. This official means serious business. He is doing a great job handling these situations. And it's 1 point now for Logan Flynn. Thanks to the neutral position, it's 6-6 with a minute 7 to go. Whether or not there was a timer issue, it's 6-6. And it's off the mat. Glenn Kaiser has seen many things over his 25 years of coaching wrestling. Before Hatboro-Horsham, he spent 3 years as the head coach at Upper Dublin. I think he was a varsity assistant for 5 years at Abington before that. Scott Horry and Logan Flynn, we believe, of Hatboro-Horsham, knotted at 6 points apiece, 40 seconds to go in the third and final period of regulation, 195. Every point matters. PW could get 3 points from Horry. It would knot up the match. It's 18-15 Hatboro-Horsham on the overall score. There's 2 points for Scott Horry. 8-6 now. Scott Horry with 15 seconds to go in the 195-pound class. Justin Giovinco giving more directions to Scott Horry. And that's 1 point on, looks like the escape. It's 8-7, Flynn down by 1. Horry trying to play safe for 3 more seconds. And he does. Scott Horry improves to 14-10. A much-needed 8-7 decision victory for Scott Horry. And now it's 18-18 with 5 matches to go. Looks like Nick Suddell. So it's the 220. Nick Suddell, and it looks like Nick Chapman. So it looks like Battle of the Knicks. So it's 0-0 between the Battle of the Knicks and the 220. So after this, we have 4 matches to go. It's 18-18 PW at Hatboro-Horsham. PW had led 15-6 at one point, and Hatboro-Horsham had an 18-15 lead. In blue is Nick Suddell for PW, and we believe in white for Hatboro-Horsham is Nick Chapman. Looks like Nick Chapman is going to take down Nick Suddell. And he pins him down. Nick Chapman pins Nick Suddell in 54 seconds. So Hatboro-Horsham regains the lead at 24-18 with 4 matches to go. Now we have the heavyweight. For PW will be Paulo DeSanto. So 24-18 Hatboro-Horsham, and we're at the 285-pound class now. DeSanto is a freshman. He is 15-7. Has been a great addition to Justin Diovinco's roster. So we've got a minute 30 to go in the first period. Paulo DeSanto is coming off a win by forfeit against Upper Dublin on January 18th. Hatboro-Horsham's last match in the 285-pound class, Mark Thompson was second, defeated Tristan Long 15-9. And Paulo DeSanto in blue. And looks like we're going to reset. This is Jake Hunsberger, his second match. He is 0-1. He is a junior. His first season on varsity. 15 seconds to go in the first period of the 285 class. It's 0-0. Paulo DeSanto would like to get a pin to put PW back in this meet, as PW is down 24-18. And after one period, Jake Hunsberger of Hatboro-Horsham 0. Paulo DeSanto of PW 0. In Hunsberger's lone match before this one this season, he lost by decision. Meanwhile, DeSanto, who again is 15-7, has 9 wins via the pin. So PW may be in a good position right now, having him on the mat. And DeSanto's going for the straight out pin right here for minute 35 to go in the second period of the heavyweight match. We have 3 matches to go, and I think we have just one whole match that doesn't have a forfeit to go. DeSanto is almost there. It's still 0-0. Jake Hunsberger is not in a good position for Hatboro-Horsham. Paulo DeSanto for PW is. Right now, 3 points are added for the near fall. for DeSanto, but DeSanto really needs to pin down Hunsberger. The Colonials want to win, and that's one for the escape for Hunsberger. So Hunsberger is down 3-1 against PW's Power DeSanto with 45 seconds to go in the second of 3 regulation periods. PW has not had 2 conference losses in a season since Nathan Wachter was the head coach. And I think that was the 2012-13 season. That's a stall warning against Jake Hunsberger of the Hatters. We have 15 seconds left. Hatters are leading 24-18 in the meet. This match is 3-1 DeSanto of PW over Hunsberger. Off the mat. DeSanto is definitely looking for the opening to go for the pin. 5 seconds left. And after 2 periods, PW's Power DeSanto 3. Jake Hunsberger of Hatboro-Horsham 1 in the 285-pound class match. Again, Hatboro-Horsham's leading 24-18. We have 3 matches to go. The 106 is going to be between PW's Dylan Moore and Brian Bollendorf of Hatboro-Horsham, and then the 113 and 120 will be a PW forfeit and a Hatboro-Horsham forfeit. So if PW wins, we're going to have to go to criteria. If Dylan Moore can't do anything against Brian Bollendorf. So PW has to get a win here. Because right now, each team has 2 pins apiece. Minute 24 to go in regulation, and the 195 and the 285. 3-1 PW's DeSanto. This is the heavyweight class. Stall warning, 1 point for DeSanto. It's 4-1. DeSanto this season has won by regular decision 4 times and lost on regular decision 4 times. He doesn't have any major decision victories. He lost 1 by major decision. Jake Hunsberger of PW of Hatboro-Horsham now on the right in the white. DeSanto in blue. 50 seconds to go. It's 4-2. DeSanto, the freshman. There's the takedown. 2 more points for DeSanto. On top of Hunsberger of Hatboro-Horsham, 6-2. DeSanto, 30 seconds to go in this 285-pound match. We have 3 matches to go. 2 will be forfeits, 1 for each team. So we'll need a pin here. It's an hero. There's the pin. Paulo DeSanto gets a much-needed pin. He is pumped up after that one. That was 5 minutes and 49 seconds. Paulo DeSanto picks up the 6 points. We're squared up at 24-24 with 3 matches to go. We have just 1 match left. PW has 3 pins, while the Hatters have 2. So it looks like whoever wins the 106-pound match, gotta get it right now. We already have a forfeit. So PW is up 30-24. So it looks like PW got 6 on the 113 and 6 on the 120. So here we go. This is going to decide the match. The 106-pound match between PW's Dylan Moore and Hatboro-Horsham's Brian Bollendorf. The team winner will be decided in the 106-pound weight class. This is our final match. And now off the mat. Looks like actually Justin Oliver for PW. I think Dylan Moore in the 106-pound class got a forfeit win. Sorry for the misidentifications if there were any. This is the 120 match. Originally there was a forfeit scheduled, but the 106-pound weight class, Dylan Moore got the forfeit win. Sam Negron, I believe, in the 113 for Hatboro-Horsham got 6 points. So this is Justin Oliver for PW. So we got 53 seconds to go in the first period of the 120. Justin Oliver for PW. Oliver is 8-7 this season. He is a sophomore. And they're off the mat. And I believe this may be Sam Negron. So we are sorry if we confused you who got the forfeits. But Sam Negron won by decision against Jim Thomas 2-1. And the loss to Wissahickon 36-30 on January 18th for the Hatters. So it's 0-0. Justin Oliver looks like pushed Negron off the mat, if it is Negron. So we have 5 seconds left in the 120-pound class, our final match in this meet between the Hatters and the Colonials. It's 0-0 after 1. And it is 30-30. So whoever wins this match will be the winner overall. And Justin Oliver is not in a good position. PW has not lost 2 conference meets in the same season since the 2012-13, we believe.
Get up, Justin. Get up. Get up.
Oliver just trying to escape. And he gets out. Second period, 1:23 to go. It's 0-0. Justin Oliver for PW. The Hatboro-Horsham 120-pounder now getting instructions from Gwen Kaiser. Minute 15 in the second period, 120-pound class. Now minute 5 to go, it's still 0-0. And Justin Oliver was out. Got a minute 2 to go in the second period of the 120-pound class. It's Plymouth Whitemarsh 30, Hatboro-Horsham 30. This is our final match of this meet. Whoever wins this match will help their team get the win overall. So 50 seconds to go to the second period. And again, this is the first of 2 meets in this tri-meet. Plymouth Whitemarsh versus Hatboro-Horsham. Also on this January 21st, it will be PW versus Wissahickon here at CES Gym. But we are not scheduled to cover that. But it's going to be an interesting one because Wissahickon defeated Hatboro-Horsham 36-30. So how about this? For the second straight meet, Hatboro-Horsham is going to be involved in the 36-30 decision at possibly Someone is going to have 30 points in a meet involved by Hatboro-Horsham for the second straight meet. 28 seconds to go. In the second period of the 120-pound class, it's still 0-0. Justin Oliver for PW now on the bottom. Sam Negron on top. Look here, look here. It's a reverse of fortunes. 2 points, 2-0, Oliver. There's 5 seconds left. 1 second left. No. 3 more points. That's 5-0, Justin Oliver over Sam Negron. Oh, so close from a pin. As Sam Negron's going to go in the bottom position. This has come down to the very last match. Glen PW entered this match 4-4 overall, 1-1 in the conference. Hatboro-Horsham 1-5 overall, 1-2 in Suburban 1 American. And Justin Diovinco has definitely done a great job as the head coach at PW. Oliver in a very good position. There it is! PW wins the meet! Oliver pins Negron. A minute 35 to go. In the 120, Plymouth Whitemarsh defeats Hatboro-Horsham on the last possession, 36-30. Colonials improved to 2-1 in Suburban 1 American, 5-4 overall. The Hatters drop to 1-6 overall, 1-3 in the conference. A very exciting meet. Final score, Plymouth Whitemarsh 36, Hatboro-Horsham 30. That's another edition of CITV Sports. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. For more info on CITV, please check us out online, www.colonialsd.org/community/CITV. We'll see you next time.